How's everyone doing? That last full moon was a doozy. Am I right? Oh my goodness. All right. Can I get a nice little collective reading in? If anyone is interested, I will be in the Buffalo, New York area on April 11th, giving readings in person, and cord cuttings. So you send me a message, I will get you the information if you or anyone you know might be interested in that. All right, just let me know. And as always, if you're interested in a personal reading, I do book them through my website. Everything is linked in my profile. Okay, collective. What does my collective need to hear right now? What does my lovely collective need to hear? Okay, what do we have falling over here? Okay. On the path to happiness, on the path to true contentment, but I feel like you're not yet in this energy of being awakened to what makes you truly content with yourself. This is giving a similar energy to a reading that I gave the other day of really, and it's funny because I have Judgment on the bottom of another deck as well. This awakening is coming through for this collective, but it's kind of where you'd least expect it. And the energy that this had the other day when I was giving a collective reading was tapping into, it felt like a creative energy, but tapping into something, some kind of passion that really kind of lit a flame under your ass again. Something that you haven't felt in a while. So let's see what's bridging the gap here. Okay, we have the King of Cups in the progressive. So what else do we need to get on this? What else does this collective need to hear? Okay. All right, now it's coming together. There's an emotional depth that's coming through, and it feels like it's presenting itself in the form of understanding that you can provide yourself with the love that you typically were looking for in others. That makes sense? I feel like a lot of you were searching for an external validation, external, I want to say gratification. There's something about not truly being happy with yourself unless you were receiving praise or a specific energy from someone else. For a lot of you, this is coming in the form of romantic relationships, kind of giving the energy of like, maybe your parents didn't really nurture you in that way, and so you're searching for that kind of validation, that expression of love and gratitude from someone else. But what you're coming to terms with and what you're coming to realize now is that it's been within you all along. Okay? Sounds a little cliche. Usually spirit is kind of cliche. But this really is an awakened sense of self. And so again, it's this passion. It's like, it's really you stepping into alignment with yourself. So it's this new heightened awakening and this really just self-confidence and just deep well of emotions. I feel like you're a very emotional person, but you don't understand the depth of yourself just yet. You've just barely scratched the surface is what seems to be coming through. I feel also like I'm speaking to a collective who is very good at... You're very good at finding the depth in other people. You're very good at appreciating other people and giving them the love that you wish you could receive in return. So Spirit's kind of like, okay, why not give that love to yourself? If you're searching for that love and you know that you're capable of giving it to other people, why not give it to yourself? Okay? All right. What else does my collective need to hear? What else does my beautiful collective need to hear? Okay, Page of Wands. Empress. Wheel of Fortune. Using your emotions as a guide is very important here. It's being encouraged. Empathetic group of people. The Queen of Cups is a very empathic and empathetic individual. She is very soft. She's very gentle. She provides a safe space for people to just be who they are, without judgment, okay? I do feel like you are very capable of providing this for others. I think it's a bit difficult for you to provide this for yourself. And so Spirit is really encouraging you to harness this energy and reflect it inward. Be patient and kind and loving towards yourself. There is a divine feminine energy coming out here. Again, I am inclined to say that this comes from a parental wound, possibly surrounding your mother, of not receiving that emotional nourishment that you probably should have when you were younger. And so there's been kind of a deficit here, and this has led to a pattern of behavior of you overgiving in situations, especially emotionally overgiving towards even friendships. But I do feel like a lot of this stems from romantic relationships and a pattern in romance. So right now, while you're navigating your emotions, there is encouragement to be sitting in this feminine energy of non-judgment. And this is really an internal lack of judgment. Not a lack of judgment like you don't know which end is up. It's a lack of judgment in the sense of like you're not judging yourself, okay? You're being kind. You're being open-minded towards yourself and not immediately critiquing yourself. Like I feel like a lot of you fall into that pattern of being really harsh on yourself but being really forgiving to everyone else. The fact that you're able to be judgeless towards everyone else is a great starting point because you're capable of it. That just proves that you're capable of this behavior. It's just a matter of switching the narrative and being that way towards yourself, being kind towards yourself, and being forgiving. Forgiving is really the key word here, I feel like. I think a lot of you are very harsh on yourself. I think a lot of you forget that you're just a human being and forget that you deserve forgiveness and compassion just like everyone else. But it's easier for you to project that compassion onto others rather than internalize it. Okay, so just something to get in the hang of, something to digest, okay? This compassion is really your compass to navigating yourself right now, especially if you feel like you have been so harsh on yourself that you don't know where to begin. Kind of taking the mindset of, okay, if I were presented with an individual like myself in the form of a friendship or a partner, if I had myself sitting in front of me and I didn't view them as myself, I viewed them as another person, how would I treat this person? Would I be compassionate for the things that they've gone through? And odds are you'd be like, yeah, I would forgive them for the mistakes that they've made because they're only a human being. So that might be an easier way for you to approach this. That's a technique that I've kind of dabbled with when I was first starting my chunk of self-healing and self-love is, okay, if I were presented with myself and they were a friend and they were telling me these struggles, I wouldn't be judging them as harshly as I judge myself, because I'm thinking about it as another person. So just, I'm not a mental health specialist by any means. I'm not licensed to be giving therapy or advice like this, but this is something that's coming up that I feel this collective would benefit from approaching things from that point of view. All right. Let's see if there's any last minute messages that want to come out for this collective. Any last minute messages that want to come out for this collective? Growth, collaboration, roots on the bottom of the deck. I love this card. Crows might be significant for you, skulls might be significant for you, and mushrooms might be significant for you. All popping out. There's a lot of green as well, so maybe you're an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or maybe it's a lot of work surrounding your heart chakra, so that's ultimately what this green energy is, because green is associated with the heart chakra. There's a lot of internal growth, okay? Don't expect this to be easy and overnight. I think a lot of you are kind of impatient when it comes to this, so that is just a mild warning. Don't be rushing ahead, all right? Don't be jumping the gun here. You're growing. It's going to take time, and it's going to take a lot of patience to work with yourself. Off of this collaboration card, working with yourself is really the skill I feel like that you're mastering right now. And again, it all boils down to patience and understanding and compassion internally. For some of you, this is coming in the form of also having a good friend that you can kind of bounce ideas off of, that you can kind of, hey, I'm feeling this way. How do you deal with it? And just kind of spitballing, letting other people in is a good practice in vulnerability. So that might benefit you as well if you have someone that you can trust, that you can confide in and navigate these emotional waters with. I feel like you have gone through a lot. Like, I want to say you've gone through hell and back, okay? I think, again, I'm getting this message of being kind to yourself for what you've gone through and the decisions that you've made, because you haven't made any right or wrong decisions. You've just made decisions. If you find yourself in this constant energy of doing, self-reflection, but in a negative way, of beating yourself up for the decisions that you've made in the past, really reminding yourself that you can't change the past, you can't change the decisions that you've made, I think would do you a lot of good, because you're only in control of who you are now and the decisions that you make going forward. The past is the past. It's led you to be who you are, and there's a lot of self-love that can come simply from accepting the fact that you've made these decisions, you've grown from them, and you are the person that you are today, and you are in control of who you become in the future. So don't be too caught in the past. Don't be too upset with the person that you see in the reflection of the mirror when you look in the mirror. This is also coming hand in hand with doing some affirmations and some self-love in the mirror as well. So look at yourself in the mirror, appreciate yourself, and that's about it. I've got a beeping going on in the background. I don't know. I don't think my microphone picked that up, probably because it's too far away, but it just feels like some confirmation to be looking in the mirror, doing some affirmations, and, tell yourself that you love yourself. Look yourself in the eyes and tell yourself that you love yourself. Affirmations are very underrated. I know a lot of people speak of them, but I think not a lot of people actually act on them, and I think you could be taking advantage of affirmations a lot more than you are currently. So I really encourage you to look in the mirror and start appreciating yourself, start speaking to yourself lovingly and patiently. Give yourself that safe space that you wish that you had from someone else, that you've been searching for in friendships and in any relationship that you form. Ultimately, it comes from you. And this is the realization that you are currently going through, or you're right on the cusp of. No easy work here by any means. Self-love is a hurdle for a lot of people, if not most people. So best of luck on your healing journey. You got this. You can do this. All right. Firmly believe that you can do this, and Spirit is absolutely on your side, encouraging you to grow and to heal and to love yourself, because Spirit loves you and I love you, and you should love yourself as well. So I will leave you with that, and I will catch you on the next one, my beautiful collective.